Hello everyone, this is Muhammad Ali with Realty. Today we're going to talk about the agency relationship. I notice that most real estate agents usually get confused with the agency relationship. To avoid this confusion, you must need to remember two things. If you're representing buyer and the seller in same transaction, it's called dual agency. And dual agency is not permitted in the state of Texas. It's not allowed. And most of the time I notice the person who get confused with the agency relationship is the seller agent. If the seller's agent remember one thing, that when they sign the listing agreement with the seller, they committed to deliver high level of fiduciary duty to that seller client. So they have to look after the best interest of seller. So there is no way that in one single transaction they can look best interest of both. So that's why in the state of Texas, dual agency is not allowed. So we're going to talk about it more about the intermediary relationship. And to understand what is the intermediary relationship, I like to give you three scenarios. The one scenario is, which is very common, that the seller agent, analyst, and the buyer agent, they work for the same brokerage. So in that case, it's very simple intermediary relationship, and only thing both agents have to do is not to talk about their transaction personally. Anything they do must have trail, so they should do all the communication through a text messages or the email. And also don't forget, they need to sign an intermediary relationship notice. Okay. The second scenario where intermediary relationship applies is if the listing agent got a call from the consumer, from the customer, they want to see the property. They go ahead and show the property to them, and then they say, hey, we're not representing by any realtor. Would you represent us in this transaction? Seller agent must say, no, I can't. I only represent the seller. If the customer asks them to provide the referral to another realtor, they're more than happy to introduce one of their company's realtor to them. They should call broker actually, and broker can appoint who can represent the buyer. So it will be an intermediary relationship by appointment where the broker can appoint who is going to represent the buyer. The third scenario, which is not common, but it does happen to me one time. I was the broker of Realty, and I had a listing, and one of my agents brought the buyer. What we did, I stepped down and I appoint who's going to represent the seller, and let both seller agent and the buyer's agent complete the transaction. I didn't interfere with anyone. So this also considered as the intermediary relationship by appointment. So to avoid all this conflict, must remember two things. With what I said earlier in this video is you cannot represent buyer and seller in the same transaction, and listing agent must look after the best interest of the seller. If you have any question and you want to discuss more about this, feel free to give me a call. My number is 512-970-6493. Thank you very much for watching this video.